You're listening to Thrive Now with Dr. J. Calvin Tibbs. Check out the Thinking Out Loud Network at thinkingoutloudnetwork.com.
Have you ever had situations where you were getting it? I mean, you're making progress, or you were just barely making progress, or you're just standing looking at the progress you should be making. Whichever it is, the only reason that you're not moving is that there is tension that's coming from distraction. We're talking about that next on Thrive Now. Dr. J. Calvin Tibbs with you, hoping that it's a great moment. Listen, you might be at stage 1. You're just looking. Stage 2, you might be walking. Stage 3, you might be talking and moving. But at the end of the day, we got to at least identify why it is that the trigger that causes us to not move has not been dealt with. Well, here it is. If you know what you want and you're not moving towards that, you are, my brother, my sister, distracted. Well, why aren't you moving towards that? Because you don't have any traction. Or why don't you have any traction? Because you have triggers. What are the triggers? One of the triggers that we've talked about already is fear. The second one we talked about was doubt. Today, now, we're talking about uncertainty. Uncertainty. What is that? It's when you're not sure. Raise your hand if you're sure. Great deodorant commercial back in the day. But people don't raise their hand if they're not sure. And maybe you're not raising your hand because you are distracted. And therefore there is no traction because there is no action because there is uncertainty. Okay, so if uncertainty is your trigger, how do you get around it? I'll tell you what, and this is a good one right here. This one is so cool. I'm telling you. G. Wade, the infamous G. Wade, the visionary G. Wade, one day said to me as we were walking inside of a building, people gotta wake up in their dreams. I'm like, what? Stop, say that again. He said, what did I say? Something about dreams. Yeah, people have got to wake up in their dreams. I'm like, coin that. That came from heaven. That came through, here you go, the uniqueness of his traction. See, going where he was going, which is going where he is going, uniquenesses get released. It don't come to everybody, but they come to the one who is not distracted, but who can use that to undo these triggers that are on the inside. And from that point, you, my brother, we are benefactors of an undistracted, fully tractioned individual. And by the way, that's why you're listening. See, the action of distraction can be broken by the action of traction. When you have a certainty inside of you, the uniqueness, we'll call it, that's going to take care of the uncertainty. All you have to do is know what it is. What's unique to you? Stop trying to clone yourself like you belong to everybody else. You belong to the one that made you, and he made you unique. So it's time to get off of your feet, or better, get on your feet and start moving in the action that gives you the traction that is specifically assigned to your uniqueness so that you can start thriving right now.
You're listening to Thrive Now with Dr. J. Calvin Tibbs. Check out the Thinking Out Loud Network at thinkingoutloudnetwork.com.